I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce.
Take a little bit to adjust.
No, that's inaccurate. Ashton Genty's a big loss, but they bring back almost everybody else. The problem with Boise is that the offensive line might not be healthy.
That's why they have a good quarterback to make up for it. Come on, guys. We know.
I'm not saying he's bad. I just think that losing him is going to take a little bit of adjustment.
Does he?
One game of
is he a
adjustment
good quarterback though? He was a 3-star. He was a 3-star last year. I don't know if Madsen's that good. We'll see.
I mean, from the Instagram reels I'm watching, this guy's looking legit.
I didn't realize there were Instagram reels. I don't have
just
all
saying,
the information.
I'm watching. I'm West Coast guy. That's West Coast bias over here. So, anyway, good evening, everybody, and welcome. Hope you guys all had a good night last night, a good Tuesday night, Tuesday night. I did. I had a fantastic night. Shout out to the San Diego Padres and Seattle Mariners coming through again. That was huge for me. TV Jones, how was your night, sir?
Not bad. I accidentally double bet the Royals White Sox over, so thank God for that 9th inning. And then tailed you guys on that over for the Mariners. So not a bad day. Not a bad day.
Spoon, how are you today, sir?
I'm sitting 4-0 right now. I don't think the Cubs are going to get me home, so it'll be probably a 4-1 day.
Hate to see that, huh?
The Royals, I had the money line there. Cashed the same time as you got your over.
Hey, shout out Isaac Collins, walk-off hit today. Great for the Rookie of the Year campaign.
Yeah, that was good for you. You couldn't ask for anybody else to do that. So
it's like his second or third one this year.
Yeah,
I carried that up to the treehouse today.
What's that?
Did you carry that up to the treehouse today? Do you put everything on your back when you go up the ladder?
I tied it around like a cape and then.
All right, let's get into it. A whole bunch of games on the board for tomorrow. One of my losses today, actually, in this New York game, just the Nats just unable to score some runs, unfortunately. Now Cade Cavalli on the mound versus Max Fried. Spoon, you can kick us off. Do you think, is Max Fried back after a nice home start versus the Red Sox?
Tell him about Cavalli, Spoon.
Sauce just said it. I'm looking at a first 5 here. I do like Max Fried. At some point, I do expect him to continue to pitch better, but I don't look at that Boston game as a turning point for him in this season. Right before that, 7 earned runs, 4 earned runs, 4 earned runs. I think this Washington team could get a few runs off him. And on the opposite side, Cade Cavalli, this kid's been lights out since he's come up to the major leagues. He struggles a little bit more with righties, so Goldschmidt, Judge could be a problem, but the rest of that lineup, it's all lefties, and .64 whip so far on the season. Saw Philadelphia twice, as good as lefties as you'll find. So I think this is a spot where Cade Cavalli can keep them in the game for the first 5 or 6 innings, and after that, it's probably a Yankee spot. Maybe you look to live bet it, but I think Washington is very capable of getting some runs off Max Fried. Sure, some pitchers have pitched well against them, but I think there's just a ton of value here.
Yeah, I really can't argue that. I was leaning Washington myself. You can put Washington up for me, Sauce. I don't know if I actually bet it just because I do have that Boston start with Max Fried in my mind. And if he did possibly turn a corner, I don't really want to have to deal with Cade Cavalli showing up. But I will say for Cade Cavalli, has faced some pretty decent teams too. I mean, Oakland at home. I mean, on paper that might not look good, but I mean, keep in mind that's one of the best, if not the best, road offense in Major League Baseball over the course of the season. Kansas City is one of the best teams in AL since the All-Star break, and then one in the bank against Philly, and then one on the road, and he held his own in both of them. So the Yankees bats are starting to kind of wake up a little bit. So I don't know if I actually get there, but it would only be Washington for me. TV Jones.
Yeah, over for me. I know Cade Cavalli's been nice, but I mean, wind's blowing out to right field. Yankees bats are heating up. Max Fried is walking everybody all over God's creation, and Washington has been able to get on base and not been able to do much of it. And they busted up that Yankees bullpen in the 8th, 9th inning or whatever last night. I think, they had a down night tonight. I think they can end up getting to Fried a little bit in this Yankees bullpen. So it would be over for me. And wind is blowing out to right field 10 miles an hour tomorrow. to the short porch. So should see some runs in this one.
I don't care if there's 30 miles an hour wind blowing out. It's Cade Cavalli. This is a modern day Cy Young here on the mound for the Nats. You
go 5 at max.
All right.
I don't know, Trevor. I don't know. We'll see.
He'll go 5 max.
All right. Next game on the board. Rays on the road in Cleveland. Drew Rasmussen, Slade Ciccone on the mound. Spoon, what's your thoughts on this one?
This is a spot where I'm going to go right to the under. You can get a -115 under 8 right now. Both of these bullpens are in pretty good spots to be able to throw all of their arms. Slade Ciccone, he's had a couple bad games, but he's also had a bunch of really good games. He's coming off just 2 earned runs versus Texas. Every time he sees like a mediocre lineup, I kind of look for ways to back him. Earlier this season, he was just really dealing, and I think this Rays lineup is somebody he can pitch well against. The weather's going to be pretty pitcher-friendly tomorrow in Cleveland, and Drew Rasmussen on the other side, I've been circling it for a while now. How long till they try to limit his innings? It's probably going to be when they get eliminated from the playoffs completely. And as of right now, I think they're going to let him go out there and do his thing because he's just going out there and dealing every time. Last 6 starts, hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs going into the 6th inning in every single one of those starts. And versus better offenses, New York, Athletics, Seattle, the Dodgers, New York again. If you can pitch that well versus those lineups, all you have to do is get around Jose Ramirez here, and you're going to have a Cleveland maybe 1 or 2 on the board when he leaves the game tops. So, yeah, this is just an easy under 8 for me. Every bullpen arm will be available. So that's where I'm at, -115.
I can't argue that at all. Trevor, can you talk me out of betting the Rays?
Rasmussen's look good. I get it, but I kind of like an over here. I mean, Tampa's been scoring some runs. And, I mean, if you look at what Cleveland's done versus righties at home lately, they've gotten 3, 4. Waldrop blanked them through 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 6. They've started hitting righties at home. Like, on the road, they're awful. I know Rasmussen's good, but at some point, he's going to hit that inning limit. Maybe they let him go 5, 6 tomorrow. But Cleveland at home has been hitting righties this entire month. I mean, you go back, they got 6 to end the month of January, July. And even prior to that, 0 off of Blaylock, and then 3, 2, 3, 3, 2. Like, they've been hitting righties. So I kind of like Cleveland at plus money and an over here. I think Ciccone gets hit up. I think Rasmussen can give some up in both of these bullpens. Can definitely give it up. Weather-wise, wind is blowing in 10 miles an hour, but I still think we can get some runs. I mean, you can score without hitting home runs. So over in Cleveland for me.
You can put the Rays up for me. Haven't bet it yet. I want to continue to watch this line. It's at started at 132 or 135, something like that. And it's down to 130. I don't really know if they're really taking that much Cleveland money or not. I just want to watch it. But couple things that are holding me off really quick for the Rays. Or I guess the one thing is that with the starter is Rasmussen is that he threw 91 pitches his last time out. That's significantly more than any other start, at least his last 6 starts that I went back and looked at. So I do think that there might be a little bit of fatigue there with him. A lot of the times he does go 6 innings, but that pitch count versus the Yankees was up there. Nothing crazy, but again, enough for me to kind of look at it side-eyed. But this Cleveland offense isn't doing anything to anybody. I mean, Merrill Kelly, Jack Leiter, Nathan Eovaldi, Brandon Pfaadt. I mean, are you 7 innings, 2-run baseball against Brandon Pfaadt? I mean, you all should be sent to AAA. Houston Waldrop, all these guys have been pitching really well against them. They got some off of Zach Gallen, who doesn't, and Eric Fetty, who doesn't. So and then today, another great example. They got off to an early start today. They had a little bit of help with walks and whatever, and they didn't score another run the rest of the game. So I have a hard time believing Cleveland does anything tomorrow. And then the Rays offensively, Ciccone's been decent at times. He's had a couple of blowups. 2 of his last 3 have been kind of blowups, but this Rays team versus right-handed pitching has been really been decent over the last couple of weeks. I mean, Bybee, Michaelis, I mean, they got two, which aren't good. And then they had a blank where Schittler, Webb, and Verlander pitched well, but they got to Rupp, they got to Jin, they got 3 runs off of Wu, 3 runs off of Logan Evans. The Castillo start, another abomination. That was bad by them. But regardless, they're still a top 10 offense versus right-handed pitching for the full season and the last few weeks. So also on top of the very last thing, the Rays, well, everybody's available in both of these bullpens, but for Cleveland, Cade Smith and Hunter Gaddis both went today. They will be available, but I just think that there's a lot of things pointing me towards the Rays. I don't know why Cleveland's taking money if I'm missing something, but a heavy lean towards the Rays for me. Next game on the board, Atlanta, Miami. I feel like I got real lucky with my first 5 under on this one today. That's for sure. And then Atlanta exploded. Spoon, you had Atlanta, didn't you?
I was so close to pulling the trigger on Atlanta. I was kicking myself early in the day for not getting on it, but it was still a good day.
Yeah. Anyway, what's your thoughts on this one? Joey Wentz, Ryan Gusco.
Yeah, Atlanta Braves minus 126. Oh man, it's Pitbull bobblehead night though.
Oh, no.
I didn't really factor that in here.
Mr. Worldwide.
The Marlins lineup has really exceeded a lot of my expectations for them. But versus left-handed pitching on the full season, they're still 28th in baseball, and that's when they have a full, healthy lineup. That's factoring in Sanchez in there. That's factoring in a lot of bats that are missing at this point in the season. The only time they're really getting to any lefties is when they're either having a guy like Matthew Libator out there on the mound getting 3 earned runs off him. Carlos Rodon in a spot where he couldn't find the strike zone, had 5 walks, and was really just leaving the ball right over the center of the plate to try to avoid getting 7 or 8 walks. I think this is a spot where Joey Wentz can pitch pretty well versus this team. He struggles when you have a lineup with a bunch of good lefties like the Mets or the Milwaukee Brewers or the Texas Rangers. Outside of that, he's coming out there and just pitching really well, putting 1-0s on the board. I think he can do that tomorrow, even on Pitbull night. And when I look at Ryan Gusto, like his last 2 starts, he's gotten into the 6th inning, but 5 earned runs, 3 earned runs to Toronto and Atlanta. Right before that versus the Athletics, 8 earned runs. This is a guy that I don't have a ton of trust for at this point in the season. He's a late acquisition from the Astros, and he really struggles with lefties. And Atlanta can stack some lefties. Profar, Matt Olson, Michael Harris, Drake Baldwin, Ozzie Albies. I think this is a spot where Atlanta can get to them. All the bullpen arms should be available for Atlanta, and that they made Miami use a couple extra arms there at the end of the game. So I think this is a spot where it closes well. I see minus 126 right now. Some of the sharper books are at minus 130 on the offshores and plus. So that's what I'm going to take. Already bet it.
TV Jones?
Yeah, under 8.5. Very disgusting. Absolutely nasty, but getaway day. I've been saying it all year. Teams just swinging at everything. Just get the hell out of town. But I mean, even going further, I mean, if you look at Miami versus lefties lately, they have for the last 2.5 weeks, they've got a 46% ground ball rate. And then if you look at Joey Wentz, the second half of the season, his ground ball rate is up 3% to 40%. So, I mean, that's going to struggle. And then what's his nuts? Where you at? Ryan Gusto. His hard hit is 52.5%, a near 10% barrel rate, but 53% ground ball rate. And Atlanta's going to have a bunch of lefties in there. I get it, but I think this is a spot where both pitchers are going to be all right. I think they'll give up a couple, but I still just think it's just going to be a lot of ground balls, a lot of pressure on the defense. So yeah, if the defense can't make plays or they're committing errors and all that, it's probably going to go over. But I like an under. I mean, both pitchers have become ground ball proficient the second half of the season here. And then if you look at Atlanta or Miami, they're grounding out at like a 46% rate. So I like the under. Will I bet it? Probably not. But if I had to pick something, I would go on.
Yeah, it would be over a pass for me. I have no interest in betting it, but Miami did just see Joey Wentz. Again, their numbers versus lefties aren't good, but they did just see him. And their last two series at St. Louis and Toronto, they've kind of showed up on the last game of the series. I know that's super thin. This is just reason why I don't want to play it. But I do think that Miami is capable. And then Spoon mentioned it, Gusto versus lefties. Ozzy Albies had 2 home runs today. If they're getting production out of Ozzy Albies in the 7-hole, Atlanta's probably going to continue to score runs. And Atlanta's been scoring runs lately as well, too. So it would only be over a pass for me, but I'm not betting this game. Next game on the board. Padres on the road in Seattle. Pooh Darvish, Brian Wu, TV Jones. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm trying to pulling up the weather here. Wind's blowing out 5 miles an hour. It's going to be 70, almost
Beautiful.
80 degrees again tomorrow.
Another beautiful day in the Northwest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure who I went for the bullpen tonight for these teams, but kind of want to run back and over again. I know it's getaway day, but this is still a big series. What is this, like the Vetter Cup or something? I don't even know what that is, but
Dude, it is. Seattle already won it. No one cares.
Yeah, I didn't figure as much. I just saw it on the promotional schedule when I was looking for Hot Dog in Heaven night.
It's literally like made up. Like not even the players care.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, but I still think it's going to be over. So you got Pooh Darvish, Brian Wu. I get Wu's been really good, but this Padres offense has been raking. Seattle's offense has been raking. It's going to be 80 degrees, wind blowing out, day game at Seattle. I think we just see more fireworks this entire series. But it is getaway day. I could just see everybody swinging for the fences and just striking out, making weak contact. So over or nothing. I'm not going to play this one, though.
Spoon?
I was on that over today. Looking at these two pitchers, I don't want to take an over. I think Yu Darvish, when you put him in a pitcher-friendly environment, he's pitching pretty well at home in Petco versus the Dodgers. Just went 6 innings pitched, just 1 earned run on 1 hit. The last time he was at home before that was versus the New York Mets, went 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. He's not at home tomorrow, obviously, but T-Mobile is very pitcher-friendly. And it plays a little more pitcher-friendly historically during the day than it does at nighttime. So I kind of have more of a lean to the under, but also have a lean to the Seattle Mariners. Brian Wu's just been really lights out in this park, a 2.28 ERA on the full season at home. So I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between both of these, kind of looking at lines that are all over the place. So I don't think there's a direct way that this will move, but you can get 7.5s and 8s on that total. I like the under 8, and I like the Mariners money line.
Yeah, I think the under 8 is the play. I think that's what I'm going to bet. The only 8s available right now is on DraftKings at -116. I think I'm going to end up playing it. I was waiting to see how these bullpens were used, and even if the Padres were to give this up, everybody will still be available. So here, I'll go through it really quickly. I agree with Spoon that I think that we can not have to worry about Pooh Darvish. He has really good history, especially pitching in Seattle. And I love the point he made about the daytime because you're going to have shadows and whatnot. And both these guys can deal. We've seen Darvish look decent. I don't really know what to expect from the Dodgers. What you want to expect from the Dodgers start in Dodger Stadium, but that in Arizona, both of those road starts, but both of those places, I think are a lot different as far as Seattle and scoring runs. That's for one. And then for two, the Dodgers series, that's a rival that knows him like that. Seattle sees this guy once a year. Darvish has 17 pitches that he can use. And on top of that, like I said, I was waiting to see what the bullpens do, but even if the Padres lose it, they're not going to use any of those guys like Miller, Suarez, Adam, Morihone. Well, Adam's already pitched, Morihone's already pitched, but none of those guys are going to go 2 innings. So all those guys are going to be available behind him in that game for the game tomorrow. And the Padres already lost the first game of this series, so I know Schultz will use them to win this series because they need to continue to win series. And I also think the Dodgers have a possibility of losing tomorrow with Ohtani and Lodolo on the mound, but we'll get there. And then as far as Brian Wu's concerned, just very, very good and consistent at home. I just have a hard time believing that the Padres get to him. He's also faced the Padres twice in the last 2 years, 13 total innings, only 3 runs against him. I think that after some fireworks the first 2 days, I think the shadows are going to play and the day baseball is going to matter in Seattle. We're going to see an under, but I don't know if I actually get there. We'll see after the show, but I'm pretty sure I actually bet it, but we'll see. Nothing like the overs the last 2 days at all. Go ahead, Trevor.
To my point, Brian Wu, 3.60 ERA at home in day games this year. At night, he's got a 1.32 ERA. So I mean, the ball just flies further. So I mean, he's got like over double the ERA. I know the ERA is not the end all be all stat, but I mean, he's still giving up plenty compared to what he does during the night at in T-Mobile.
For the record, I kind of like Spoon's under in that one.
I actually just took the 116.
Yeah, you know what? Well, I got Spoon and TV Jones and Toast overs. I'm going to play a Spoon and Toast under right now. Yeah,
That's
116 on DraftKings.
Once it goes to 7,
yeah, I know, but you had
fun.
but you had over under your face, so we can make fun of you no matter what. Even if you bet it or not, I can still make fun of you if me and him win. So, also, by the way, El Nino's probably coming back to Seattle tomorrow. 2 home runs off of Brian Wu. I think he's got his swagger back. Just for the record. Next game.
Who the hell's El Nino?
It's okay. Look it up. Boston on the road in Baltimore. My guy Brian Bayo versus Ronzi Contreras. Spoon, pretty cheap price for Boston again. What say you?
I think it's a suspiciously cheap price for Boston.
It was suspicious today, and they were free.
Tatis.
I was trying to look and see what the pitching situation would look like here. This line came out kind of late. I see Enns is going to be the opener. And then I don't know who's pitching the majority of the games or the majority of the innings here. So that's kind of what's keeping me off this. I know you're a big Brian Wu guy, but I'm not.
Brian Bayo.
I've seen enough times where he's just given it up to weaker lineups, and he's not anybody that I'm really looking to back at this point in the season. At this price, I think I would just lay it with Baltimore because it doesn't make sense to me, and it's not just a few cents off. It's like 25 cents off. So I'm obviously missing something in this game. I'm not going to bet this at this point, but there's a chance I get on Baltimore tomorrow.
TV Jones?
Yeah, I'm with him. I kind of like Baltimore here. I mean, Brian Bayo after the Yankees series, now he's got to come in here and just play Baltimore. Baltimore's been getting their asses handed to them by Boston in this series. I think it's a little bit of a regression spot for Bayo. I mean, the numbers aren't horrible for this lineup versus Bayo here. I mean, a 29% strikeout rate, but an 8% walk rate. They've got 6 extra base hits off of their 11, 396 slug, 229 average. Like, they're not amazing numbers, but when they hit them, they do hit them hard. Getaway day, Boston just maybe looking ahead a little bit. Baltimore looking to salvage the series, just get one out of this. I like plus money with Baltimore. I might fire on this one. I kind of like it, especially at home. But will I fire? Probably not. I'm trying to dial it back on baseball. It's starting to piss me off a little bit.
Bad picks.
I completely disagree. It would only be Boston for me. They didn't use Chapman. They didn't use Whitlock today. They're full bullpens behind Bayo. I mean, I truly don't understand what I'm missing here. Not to mention.
On that note, what would you set the fair price at this at? Toast.
Probably Boston, like 145, 150 ish.
Okay.
I mean, what does Baltimore have to offer that I'm worried about? Offensively, they've fallen off a cliff. They've been hitting against guys like Dick Fitz, Spencer Arrighetti, Christian Javier, Lance McCullers, Walker Buehler, Dustin May. Who gives a shit? Those guys all are terrible. They've been in AAA, hurt, or in China. Like, who cares? And their numbers are still falling off of a cliff. So, and Bayo's pitched well against them all 5 times he's seen them in the last 2 years. So I agree that it's a little bit suspicious because it's low for Boston, but Boston's a much better team playing much better baseball right now. It would only be Boston for me. I just want to watch what this line does. I think they're considerably the better team. I mean,
if that doesn't close at minus 155, I think Baltimore automatically wins that game.
Probably.
There's something very suspicious here.
I mean, you could make a case. Obviously, Ainz is going to have to go more than 2 innings for me to worry about it because Boston versus left-handed pitching. I mean, they got shut down by Trevor Rogers and Max Fried and Carlos Rodon. I mean, I don't really put Ainz or however you say his name up with them, but we'll see. Twins on the road versus Toronto. One of my losses today, just a bullpen blow up. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. I've been made so much money with Toronto. I can't really get pissed off for a bullpen blow up every once in a while. So, Zebby Matthews on the road.
There's no line for this. Do you guys want to skip it?
I was just about to say. The other one of you guys
Circa has lines out for this.
Oh, did it open? It wasn't open earlier.
Circa's got a 9 over 115 minus 168 to Toronto plus 148 Minnesota.
Does that tickle your fancy, TV Jones?
Well, I mean, we know Zebby Matthews is better versus lefties, and Toronto doesn't carry a ton of lefties in that lineup. It would be Toronto -1 for me, but I don't know. This team is bad vibes right now. Bad vibes. Horrible
Spoon.
day.
And you took the words right out of my mouth. Toronto -1. Just look at these teams. What do they have to play for? The pitchers on the mound. I like Zebby Matthews. He's got some really good strikeout stuff, but that doesn't necessarily win you ball games. And once that bullpen comes in, it's really tough to try to back the Twins on a full game. I think the -1 is a good bet here, especially right here in this range around -170.
Yeah, if I can get the Blue Jays at like 175, I probably just fire on them again, to be dead honest with you guys. So Eric Lauer has been really, really good. His worst start over his last 7 was on the road in the versus the Dodgers, where he got hit up. But besides that, he's been fantastic. Maybe you can make a case that a lot of those starts were on the road, but his 2 starts at home, 6 innings, 2 runs against the Giants, 5 innings, 1 run against Texas. The Twins lineup is just as bad as those. So it would only be Toronto for me. And they have a full bullpen behind them. So next game. Ooh, hate to see it. I won. These guys didn't want to hear it. Phillies on the road versus the Mets.
Oh, hell yeah. If anyone's going to the game, I need me a pair of them shorts.
Those are sick. Those are sick.
It just has a quote on the back.
Across the ass. It's got Christopher Walken.
Say it to me again. I'll hit you in the face with a soldering iron.
Taiwan Walker, Nolan McLean. As Sauce would say, I'm not the kind of told you so guy, but we told you so. You guys didn't want to listen. Mets won again. So
I tried. I've been trying to teach people about the city of Philadelphia. No one wants to listen.
It's okay. Everybody takes a misstep. Spoon, you want to repent for your sins and take the Mets today?
You got kind of lucky in that game. It was 5-1 at one point.
Oh, okay.
It could have gone very differently.
So, so the Harrison Bader 2-run shot in crunch time, that's not lucky?
Typical Philadelphia better.
That's a typical Philadelphia scumbag comment, Spoon.
I didn't bet Philadelphia.
Your all-star closer that you guys, or the Philadelphia just traded for, 4 straight singles to win the game. Come on.
Lucky we probably won't see him tomorrow.
No,
on that note, both of these teams, their bullpens are in bad situations. I don't know necessarily. I'm trying to get the sheet pulled up. I think the closer is going to be unavailable tomorrow for the New York Mets. Philadelphia has used everybody today as well. There's a ton of arms unavailable here, in my opinion, or they're going to be going on 3 days in a row kind of thing. So this is a situation where I'm looking at an over here. I actually already bet it. Phillies Mets over 8.5 -118. I think this closes a 9, especially with these pitchers on the mound. Not a huge fan of Taiwan Walker at all, but Nolan McLean, he's got a couple of nasty pitches, but it's not somebody that I really trust versus a good lineup at this point in his career. He's only got 2 starts out there. Yes, one of them was 7 innings pitched versus a decent Atlanta lineup, only gave up 2 earned runs, and versus Seattle, 0 earned runs. But this is a tough lineup. I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in this game, even if it's 2-2, 1-1, coming out of 5 innings. I think these bullpens can give them up. Neither of these teams like each other. There's no quit in these offenses. I guess maybe a little bit for the Phillies. You take a big lead like that, why not? Watching Luzardo get kicked out of that game today was kind of funny, especially after he already got pulled. This guy broke his hand playing Call of Duty. Just kind of a joke.
TV Jones?
I don't like Taiwan Walker, but I don't think a rookie making his 3rd start should be laying 150 something versus
attaboy,
Phillies.
Trevor, you're sharp.
Philly's been burning people, and I know they had their chances tonight and blew it. Shout out Duran, biggest fraud in baseball. But I'll take the Phillies plus 129 here. It's just a little too much respect for the rookie. I think Philly gets them. Plus 130 in a rivalry game. Throw the record books out. This is take the dog. Give me Philly.
Throw the record books out. I already bet Philadelphia too. Plus 130. Couple things
You
here.
guys still haven't learned.
So
I'm not scared of this Mr. Clean rookie kid.
I just, it's a price thing for me. I 100% agree with TV Jones that this price flip is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, the Mets have beat our Phillies 10 straight times at Citi Field or some BS like that. I don't really care. Taijuan Walker continues to pitch well. I don't know where this idea that he's bad or has been bad, because that's just an absolute fallacy. He continues to pitch well. He got lit up by the Mets last year. Is it very capable that he gets lit up? Yeah, but again, this price is wrong. And the Phillies on the road haven't been the same, but they had some life tonight, which I like. They are really good versus right-handed pitching. They've got to a lot of right-handed starters that they've seen, but Spoon started to touch on it. It's the bullpen situation. Diaz pitched almost 2 full innings today. Helsley will be back-to-back. Rogers will be back-to-back. Soto will be back-to-back. None of those Phillies guys are back-to-back. So I think there's a huge edge for Philadelphia in the bullpen, regardless of from what you've seen tonight. They will throw Duran back out there tomorrow night. They just traded for his ass. Trust me, they're going to get what they can out of him. So if he blows it twice in a row,
they got some out of him tonight.
If he blows it twice in a row, then so be it if it's in that situation. But I think this price is absolutely ridiculous. I've already bet Philadelphia.
Mets are over.
I don't hate the over either.
Mets are killing starting pitching.
Killing them.
Yep. Bryce Elder, Cal Quantrill, Eric Fetty, Brad Lord, Jake Irvin.
And now Taijuan Walker.
George Kirby on that list.
Taijuan Walker
You're not
has
gonna say Luis Castillo?
Huh?
You're not gonna say George Kirby?
Oh, I mean, we can keep going.
It's Taijuan Walker.
They got to George Kirby. I mean, Castillo is freaking terrible. I don't know if you've been paying
It's
attention or
Taijuan
not.
Walker.
Dude, he's terrible. Taijuan Walker has
he's good. You're gonna wait. Hold on. Are you about to try to tell me he's good?
He needs to pitch well.
Oh yeah, Taijuan Walker's the man. You're right. My bad. I didn't realize Taijuan Walker was the man.
1.28 whip on the year.
No,
There's
you're
gonna
right.
be
He's
6 lefties in the lineup
Compared to
tomorrow.
Luis
Taijuan Walker,
Castillo,
62%
I'm
ground
not
ball rate,
I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna
4% barrel rate, 85% average exit velocity, 276 expected WOBA. I mean, his numbers versus lefties has been good. You're going to see 6 lefties in this Mets lineup tomorrow. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to throw a gem. You're right. Taijuan Walker is dope. My bad.
If that scumbag goes out there after I just tried to defend him, it gets beat up by Grimace.
No, not a chance. He's going to give up 6 runs in 3 innings. Not a
damn it.
chance. He's going to give up 6 runs in 3
I
innings.
didn't know
No chance.
I was going to wake up today and have to defend Taijuan Walker. I apologize. Next thing
you
up,
chose that position.
Royals on the road in Chicago. Ryan, the Young Goat Burger versus Aaron Savale. TV Jones. Our over came through. What are your thoughts on this one?
I kind of want to go back to the over again. I mean, wind's blowing out like 7-8 miles an hour. I mean, these guys had left bases loaded twice today and got nothing, and they still came through with 9 runs. The bullpens for the White Sox, absolutely atrocious. Savale, not a big fan. This Barger guy, Kanye West.
Thank you. You tried, but you couldn't.
Nope. But I think both can get it done. I mean, Kansas City's offense is better than what they showed tonight prior to the 8th inning. The White Sox have also been scoring. I know they got 4 and that was it, but they had that early. I think we can get another over here. It was sweaty as hell tonight, but it shouldn't have been with how many base runners that were on this on the base paths tonight. Now you're gonna have wind blowing out, 7-8 miles an hour tomorrow too, and it's Kanye West mood ring night. I think the vibes are high and guaranteed rate, and we get plenty of runs.
He said
what night?
Kanye West mood ring night.
Spoon, isn't this too cheap for the Royals?
Yes.
Okay.
I was kind of looking around though. Some of the sharper books, Bookmaker, Circa has minus 117. Bookmaker had a minus 125, and they came down to minus 120. There's minus 120s all across the domestic books. I was looking at playing it. I'm going to be on the Royals tomorrow. I really like Ryan Bergert. If we look at this White Sox lineup, Luis Robert pulled a hamstring today. I don't expect him in the lineup tomorrow. I think we have the lineup advantage. I think we have the starting pitching advantage. I think some people like Aaron Savale. I am not on that list. The last 3 games have been no surprise to me. 9 earned runs to Cleveland, 4 earned runs to Minnesota. And he just saw this Kansas City lineup a week and a half ago, gave up 3 earned runs, 8 hits in that game. this park's a little more offensive. I could see this being a Kansas City gets a pretty good start to this. They didn't cook their bullpen in that win today. They had a come from behind victory really late. So everybody's going to be available for the Royals. I can play minus 120 if I see a little market confirmation circuit comes back up. But I think there's a chance minus 115 is available. And I don't want to take the minus 120 when I believe that. So I'll be on the Royals. I'm just going to kind of watch the market.
Yeah, you guys can pretty much just copy and paste what he said. I will be on the Royals. Probably just going to end up taking this 120 after the show, but unless it changes over the next hour. But Bergert's been really good. I've talked about him multiple times on this show, especially coming over from San Diego. I'm telling you guys, San Diego did not want to let this kid go, but they needed a catcher in the worst way. But he's been fantastic. I mean, a 2.79 ERA. I mean, he essentially goes out and gives you 5 2/3 innings every time out with 2-run baseball. Very, very consistent. Savali went through a stretch where he was decent, but he really hasn't been decent over his last 3. And the 3 starts that he was good over his last 7 on the road in Pittsburgh, against the Cubs, and on the road against the Angels. All 3 of those offenses are just really, really hit or miss. So nothing really impressive for Savali. And like Spoon said, Kansas City is going to have everybody in their bullpen available as well. I just don't understand why Kansas City is so cheap tomorrow. So it doesn't make sense. We'll see. Next game on the board, Arizona on the road in Milwaukee. Ryan Nelson, Quinn Priester, another free over today in Milwaukee. TV Jones, obviously, you can take it away.
How do you fade Dua Lipa Razor Scooter night? I mean, come on.
Don't.
No, you don't. Also, it's Quinn Priester day. Brewers money line minus 140. They've won 14 straight games that he started or done the bulk of the pitching in. And he's had the last home start, the Mets got him for 6, still won the game. And then you have to go all the way back to May 2nd. He gave up 7 to the Cubs. Other than that, all of his home outings have been 1 2-run baseball. 3 against Baltimore. That was also May 19th. But other than that, 1 2-run baseball or shutout. He's not been getting hit up. He's had 2 blowups all year at home. The Brewers offense is starting to click. The Diamondback bullpen is trash. Our bullpen is taxed a little bit, but I don't hate the over. I think we're going to get plenty of runs in this game. But at the end of the day, Quinn Priester has just been an absolute monster for this team. It's Quinn Priester day. It's a holiday. We win on these outings. I'm going to run it back and fade Arizona here.
People were really mad at me that I was talking shit about Mizorowski, just so you know. It made me really happy this morning. So they got you back.
Great tonight. What are you talking about?
No, I know he did, but I talked crap about him last night, and there were some people that were truly angry about him. You don't know baseball. This guy's an ace.
That's right. That's damn right. Shout out those people.
What are your thoughts on this one? You trust Ryan Nelson to pitch well tomorrow?
Not really. He gets touched by lefties. We've seen it more than a few times this season. Last time we saw a lefty-heavy lineup versus Ryan Nelson, it was Texas on the road. 5 earned runs in just 5 1/3 innings pitched. I am a Ryan Nelson guy, but one thing about him is he throws 65% fastballs. That's a scary thing to do versus this Brewers lineup, especially you get going that power, friendship, whatever, they all go and tell each other he can't throw it on the outside, just wait for it to come on the inside and get a couple crooked innings on him. And then you talk about this Arizona bullpen. I mean, it's just terrible. There's no trust in that bullpen for me. Quinn Priester having a really good season. I'm not trying to look to fade him with this. I think the Brewers will do a majority of the lifting, but Arizona's lineup is still pretty potent. I think they can get a few runs off him. Maybe the Brewers give up one more. I took the over 8. I paid a little bit of juice for a minus 125. I think that'll be completely gone, and we'll be looking at 9s tomorrow. This is a bet I really like.
Yeah, you can pretty much put up the same thing. I didn't want to lay the juice with Milwaukee. And I'm not taking anything away from Quinn Priester, but part of the reason that I'm playing this over is that he's seen the Cubs, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Oakland, Chicago, Atlanta, the Dodgers. I mean, I'm not trying to make a case that this Arizona offense is much better, but I think that they're clicking right now. And I mean, they're putting up some runs. I mean, they put up 8 tonight, 5 last night, 1, 10, 6, 5, 3, 6, 1, 5, 7, 3. I mean, this team's scoring runs at home and on the road. And Ryan Nelson's been getting hit up, especially on the road. His last 3 starts on the road have been terrible at Detroit, at Texas, and at Colorado. You can give him a little bit of pass at Colorado, but you don't get any extra points from me pitching well on the road in Pittsburgh. And that was like his last time he pitched well on the road almost a month ago. So I'm with Spoon. It would be only 8.5 here. And this Milwaukee bullpen has been shaky to say the least the last week or so, regardless as well. So as long with the Arizona one as well. So over 8.5 for me as well. Next game on the board.
The next two, I'm not sure if there's lines. If there are, they just opened recently.
If I just want to say in front of everybody, if I play another under in St. Louis, just stop me in something, because Jesus Christ, I had under 8.5. I think it closed at 8, 7.5 in some places. It was dead in the first inning. Like, Jesus. Anyway,
whatever that line is, I would like Pittsburgh first 5. St. Louis never seen Bubba Chandler. Bubba Chandler is the real deal. I would bet, and Pirates bats are absolutely cooking. And then if you look at their numbers versus
St. Louis, sorry to interrupt you, Trevor. I think St. Louis is a huge favorite, like 185.
Yeah, I see it. It's plus 155 plus minus 190. That's what I'm putting on the poll. It is open on several books. This wasn't open about 45 minutes ago.
I think I was going to say, I think they're all just populating over the last 10 minutes.
All right. Yeah. First 5 money line, split a half, first 5 money line with Bubba Chandler, and then full game. St. Louis's offense doesn't scare me. Their bullpen's been trash. And the Pirates have been hitting the ball. And St. Louis has never seen Bubba Chandler. So I think they're in for it tomorrow. I would take Pittsburgh in this one, especially big get up day with one of their top prospects, if not maybe the top prospect in their farm system, getting his first start, not coming bulk out of the inning or bullpen.
Yeah, that's fair enough. This is going to be the 4th time Pittsburgh's seeing Sonny Gray. I definitely can't argue with that. Trevor, Spoon, your thoughts?
I like that plus 160 Pittsburgh number there.
Yeah.
This is a spot, like, if you tuned into St. Louis games at all recently, like, you're not seeing a lot of fans in that stadium for the first time in my life. Stadium's always been packed, sold out. Once the fans start giving up on you, I think this is a perfect start for a young pitcher to come up and have a soft landing spot. I expect him to go out there and look really sharp tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up getting there. It might be a game I end up just watching, but I think there's a lot of value associated with Pittsburgh tomorrow. St. Louis is catching this big number because Sonny Gray has been pretty reliable for the majority of the year, but coming down these last 10 games or so, some of his numbers are kind of dropping off. He's an older pitcher. I think this is a Pittsburgh spot.
Only thing I can add is that I know that Pittsburgh has been really bad on the road this year, but I mean, they've actually been playing some pretty decent baseball over the last week. I mean, they're what, 6-2, something like that. I mean, they've been playing really, really well. So to get that type of price is kind of crazy for me. So it would only be Pittsburgh for me as well. Next game on the board.
What happened with Contreras that he got suspended? I had big inning on, and then I don't know what happened. I tried to find it.
He just got ejected. I didn't know he got suspended.
They were picking up shit. They were picking up shit off of the field. Like it looked like somebody threw something. I don't know what happened. I tuned in just a hair late.
He didn't do a Victor Robles, did he? Just kidding.
No idea.
Victor Robles threw a bat at the pitcher in AAA because he got hit like 7 times in 2 days. Not by the same pitcher, but through that team. But anyway, another game that doesn't have a line. Anaheim on the road in Texas. Tyler, I roll out of bed and give up 4 Anderson.
It is open. It's Rangers minus 155, Angels plus 130 in that range.
Spoon, your thoughts, if you have any?
9.5.
Jesus Christ.
I thought it was a Texas spot yesterday. Trying to look. I don't have anything in this game at this point. I'm not a big Kokonowitz fan. I think it's another Texas spot.
Oh, it's Kokonowitz coming back?
Yeah, we could skip this one. I don't even have the right pitcher.
I gotta look.
I know. I was gonna like the over, but a 9.5 in Texas.
I capped Anderson 2 hours ago or whatever, so you're not. Yeah, you're not far off. And I knew it. I knew them Rockies were gonna put up some runs. The over didn't hit, but man, dude, it was only a matter of time before Hunter Brown got hit up. I didn't expect that, but good gracious.
Should have saw it coming after that Detroit outing with that battle with Scooble. Should have seen it. I didn't.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that until you said that. That's actually a good point. I kind of want to play the Rockies at this price. I know Framber's really good at home and all, but this price is kind of ridiculous. Spoon, you can kick us off here. I haven't betted or anything like that, but I'm like the biggest Framber Valdez fan you can probably find, but I still think this price is ridiculous. What say you?
I think this price is a little bit ridiculous, but Framber's come off quite a few bad starts here. Didn't look sharp versus Detroit. Didn't look sharp versus New York or Boston. Baltimore got 3 off him. This isn't the same dominant Framber we've seen for the course of this season. But when we put him at home, he just looks so much sharper. Chase Dollander definitely doesn't have the best numbers, but a lot of that's inflated by pitching in Coors Field, which is a terrible place to pitch. On the road at St. Louis, went 5 innings pitched, just 1 earned run. On the road at Washington, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Atlanta, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. I think he can make an under happen in this game. I haven't bet it. I probably won't get there, but the only thing I could do is an under in this park.
I like that. I would go under.
I was going to say first 500, 120. I don't hate as well. First 500, 4.5. Excuse me, under 120. I don't hate that either. So, TV Jones, did you go? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. Framber got shelled and in Detroit. I mean, he walked everybody. He was giving up hits. Like he looked god awful. Now he comes home where he's pitched really damn good all year, and the Rockies are coming off of beating the shit out of Hunter Brown.
Yeah,
I kind of like Framber to record the win over 18 outs. Rockies first 5 team total under. Or Framber under earned. I just think he comes out and absolutely shoves it down their throats tomorrow. I mean, he looked horrible. He's coming back. Rockies just looked amazing tonight. But Hunter Brown, it was after that Detroit game for Scooble where he got up for and just went nuclear. So probably should have seen a little bit of regression coming in a 2.5 team total. Would have been really awesome with the Rockies. I'm glad I didn't bet it, but yeah, I think this is a spot Framber. Anything you want, I think he gets home. I think he has an absolute monster day versus Colorado here.
All right, Spoon. I actually might join you on that under. We'll see. But next game on the road, or next game on the board, excuse me. Trevor's boy Nick Lodolo on the road in Dodger Stadium versus Shohei Ohtani, who's been a little susceptible the last few starts. TV Jones. Can your boy pitch well tomorrow? I think so. I've already bet the Reds.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, I have the wrong thing pulled up. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, Lodolo looked good. Has he pitched yet since that blister thing that he was dealing with?
He has not pitched in the minors. He's been dealing with that blister now for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
He's just done both in
sessions. So 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so about 3 weeks. I mean, still, Lodolo, he's been really good. And then if you look at the Dodgers, what they've done first lefties at home has not been pretty. 3 earned, 2 earned, 4, 4, 1, 5, 3, 1, 6, 1, 4, 1, 5, 3, 3, 4, 4. They've just been tattooing lefties. I really like Lodolo, but frick, man, like you haven't pitched in 3 weeks. No minor rehab starts. Now you got to go face the Dodgers, who seem to kind of be hitting a little bit, but same time, this is an Ohtani tax on this anyway. Now you're going to get a fat number with a guy who is pretty damn good at the end of the day here. I'd be willing to take a stab with like Cincinnati plus 1.5 or something. Will I bet it? Probably not. I just want to see what the Lodolo looks like. But lefties have not fared well heading into LA. And now you have a guy who hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. But I think he'll be fine. Do I want to test my luck with it? No. Cincinnati plus 1.5 or nothing.
9-1 Dodgers final score.
Spoon.
I think we're going to have a red sweep here. I can't pay this kind of price for Shohei Ohtani. The guy's given up 9 earned runs in his last 2 games, 14 hits. Still trying to get stretched out fully on the season. Maybe he goes 5 innings for the first time this year. I don't know if he actually gets there or not. But I think Nick Lodolo is a huge question mark tomorrow. Anytime you get a pitcher out there with a blister on his hand, you don't know what he's going to look like. We don't have any numbers to base it off of in AAA to see if he's got control, if he can put pitches where he wants to. I'm assuming they're skipping AAA because they want to limit his innings on the season, and they're still in a playoff hunt right now. I think this is a spot where the Reds haven't been swept all season. They're going to go out there with a little extra motivation to try to keep that streak going. And if you ever have a pitcher you can do against on the Dodgers, it's Ohtani. You could wind up with 6 innings of bullpen arms out there if he has one bad inning where he has to go 30, 35 pitches there in the first couple. And I think if we do that, we see some of the lower leverage Dodgers arms, and it gets even easier for the Reds to score runs. They got 5 earned runs in 1 1/3 off Jacob Mizorowski. I think they could put a crooked number on Ohtani as well.
Yeah, I sprinkled Reds both ways, first 5 and full game, 160 and 175. I'm not too concerned with Nick Lodolo coming off of that blister. I know it's not easy to back a guy after not pitching for so long, but I think they've had a plan. I know that he's pitched some simulated games. I think this was the plan for them, and I think this is a spot that they wanted him back for. I think they're going to push Nick Martinez into the bullpen now that Lodolo is back. And okay, so first of all, the Dodgers won a couple games against Cincinnati. Congratulations. They're still barely a 500 baseball team over the last month. On top of the fact that I agree with Trevor, you're getting an Ohtani tax. And let's just say if you want to give Ohtani a pass because those 2 starts that Spoon talked about where he got torched were on the road. Whereas home starts, his last 3 home starts, St. Louis, Minnesota, and Houston. And Houston was only 2 runs. I mean, so we've talked about multiple times on this show how bad St. Louis is. We already know Minnesota's a AAA lineup. And a bad team. Even if they had all their guys, it was a bad team. And Houston's kind of hit or miss as well. So I'm just really not impressed from what I've seen with Shohei. And as like Spoon said as well, if he's only out there for 3 or 4 innings, we're going to get multiple shots at this Dodgers bullpen, which is not that good. I know I'm well aware that they got a couple guys back. Ask me if I'm scared if Tanner Scott comes into this ball game. I'll wait because I'm not. Trust me. This price doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not a fan of the Reds offensively, but I do think that this price is ridiculous. So I bet the Reds both ways. A little bit of gambling, but it's not 9-1 Dodgers like the voice said.
Dodgers complete the sweep, win comfortably.
Next game.
Also, side note, going back to the Astros game, I just found a Fromber record win at -120, and I'm betting that right now.
The 2 best teams in the NL are getting hot at the right time. Mets and Dodgers are going to be bet on teams the rest of the way. I'm not laughing.
I know you're not because you're not watching baseball. You're in football.
They played.
If you were in our seat, you'd be laughing.
They played in the NLCS last year. They both got red hot at the end of the season last year. We're seeing the same shit again. Go ahead, ignore the signs.
That's fine. You're lucky we don't see you again.
I don't have to ignore the signs. Neither one of those teams has a bullpen that you can rely on. I'm not worried about it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Duran.
Anyway.
Duran, Diaz. Oh, lights out.
Duran isn't even on our team, bro.
Trevor,
I'm saying Phillies. I know. I said Duran and Diaz. The 2 teams that Dodgers aren't going to do it. Duran and Diaz, the 2 closers that everyone's nutting over.
Yeah. Trevor, just stop talking. You're not making any sense.
Hey, Isaac Collins owns Edwin Diaz, buddy. You don't want to see us.
Trevor Jones, just fly the L for us. Cubs on the road in San Francisco. Colin Ray, Carson Whisenhunt on the mound. Spoon, you can kick this one off. It's your boy Whisenhunt. It's your team, the Cubs. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Cubs money line. Surprise, surprise. Okay. I am a Carson Whisenhunt fan. I think he does have a future in MLB where it's going to be pretty bright, but at this point, some pretty weak lineups have shown the ability to hit him up between Pittsburgh, Washington. I don't think he goes deep in this game. I think you see quite a bit of the Giants bullpen, and on the other side, you got Colin Rea. This guy's been really consistent for the course of this season. We look at his last 10 games. He has 2 games where he's given up more than 2 earned runs, and what he struggles with is lefties. When we look up and down this Giants lineup, there's 1 lefty in Rafael Devers, and there's Younghoe Lee. Outside of that, you might see 1 switch hitter in there. Like, there's probably going to be 6 righties in this lineup. I think Colin Rea can be pretty pretty comfortable going through that lineup. Giants aren't hitting well at home, 27th in baseball over the last 30 days, 19th versus right-handed pitchers in the last 14 days. They're not really getting to anybody good that I respect. 0 earned runs off Freddie. They got 2 off Chad Patrick, who I don't have a lot of faith in. The last guy they touched at all was Ryan Pepio, another guy I don't have a ton of faith in, and Joe Boyle, somebody that can't find the strike zone. Like Adrian Hauser's going out there and putting up 0 earned runs versus this team. You see guys like Bradley Lord having a quality start, 6 innings pitched, just 1 earned run. I think this is a spot where Colin Ray comes in, pitches well. The Cubs leverage arms there at the back end, had the night off. So I think this is a spot where we get the Cubs. Kind of looking at line movement early in this game. I saw this at 135 on Bookmaker. It came down to 125. I think I see 122 on Circa. So I think it might come down a little bit more. I have the 125 in my list right now. I'm ready to play it. I don't want to give away a good number. So I'll probably wait a little bit, see if there's some market respect towards the Cubs or not. But I think the Giants might take a little bit of money after a bunch of people watching the Cubs today.
I think they're going to take money after they look at Colin Ray's history versus the Giants too. This year, 2 starts for them. One this year, and then 1 last year with the Brewers. 9 total innings, 19 hits, 14 runs. It's been a catastrophe for this kid, Colin Ray, versus Giants team. It would only be over or pass for me. I'm not a fan of this Wizenhunt kid. Personally, I think if he was good, he'd already be up here in front of guys like Birdsong and Rupp and stuff like that. But a little bit different situation with him. But he is a lefty, and I'm not really in love with this Cubs team versus lefties. I think this price is short for a reason with the Cubs. I think this game's more of a coin flip, but I don't think I can play 8.5 in San Francisco. But it would only be over for me. TV Jones?
Yeah, I want to bet the Cubs too, but this feels like a cheap price. I mean, Wizenhunt not looking good. I mean, if you look at tomorrow, last 30 plate appearances versus righties, Wizenhunt right up there. 693 xFIP, 12.23 expected ERA, 13% strikeout rate, 23% walk rate, 57% first pitch strike, a 31.5 barrel rate, 58% hard hit. The dude gets crushed, and I know it's in San Francisco, but I feel like the Cubs can hit them here. They left Disneyland, as you say. They looked awful tonight. Verlander got in a little bit of trouble in that first inning, but got out of it. It would only be Cubs or nothing for me. If Wizenhunt comes out and shuts down this lineup, and they get it done, so be it. But it would only be Cubs or nothing for me, and that pains me to say.
It's a Cub. You bet the Cubs here. Cubs is the bet.
I am going to say something that pains me as well. I will say, Wizenhunt, he got blown up by the Pirates his first Major League start, went on the road to Citi Field, looked good, gave up 3 home runs to the Nationals, and then went on the road to Milwaukee and looked somewhat decent again. Maybe he isn't so bad. I mean, we'll see. I think this is a really big test for him at home, but I'm actually very excited to watch that game. I'm very curious. We'll see. Anyway, Detroit, next game on the board. Detroit on the road in Sacramento. Has this game gone final yet? Nope. Top of the 10th. Tigers up 6-5. Spoon, you can kick us off here. Casey Mize, Luis Morales on the mound. Damn, another cheap price for the Tigers, huh?
It is a cheap price for the Tigers. I think this is an athletic spot. I think ESPN Bet has a plus 115 on it. I don't trust Casey Mize, especially in a park like this. Like, he just got hit up by Kansas City, gave up 9 hits, gave up 10 hits to a Pittsburgh lineup earlier this season. I think this is a really tough stadium for Casey Mize to come into. He relies on a lot of weak contact to try to get outs, and this is a huge outfield here in Sutter Health Park. So I don't think it's a great park for him to pitch in. I don't think it's a great park for any pitcher to pitch in. But Luis Morales already has a little bit of experience pitching here. Came out of the PCL, so no stranger to parks like this in general. Coming off a great start versus Seattle, pitched well versus the Los Angeles Angels. Like, I don't see any reason to fade this kid. The part of this bet I don't like, and what's kept me off it so far, is just I then have to put some faith into this Athletics bullpen. But I think by that point they'll have a decent lead. So maybe it's just Athletics first 5, but I haven't gotten to the ticket window yet.
TV Jones.
Yeah, over 10.5. I mean, we're in extras already. What's her nuts? A's went to their bullpen pretty early after Beto gave up that grand slam. He went 3 innings. They've used Sterner, Harris, Ferguson, Kelly, Alvarado, and Nunez out of the bullpen right now. And those guys all threw a significant amount. I mean, 38, 22, 16, 18, 24, whatever Nunez is doing. Tigers did only use Melton and Finnegan so far out of the bullpen, but hoping the A's keep this going here and still the top of the 10th. I don't know. Yeah, top of the 10th, 6-5. So hoping they push this another inning or two and we really use some of these bullpen arms. So over 10.5 for me. I mean, I got to imagine the weather's class. Yep. Going to be 83 first pitch, blowing out 8 to 10 miles an hour tomorrow. Clear skies. So, yeah, it would only be over or nothing for me in this game.
Yeah, I agree. This Morales kid, I will say he kind of struggles with nothing crazy. But the xFIP versus lefties isn't great. And the whip is kind of, this 1-3 isn't bad, but he has 4 innings pitched against Baltimore and Arizona, whatever. But the next 2 starts, 5 innings against the Angels, 6 innings against Seattle. I mean, the Angels have no lefties with power in that lineup at all. I don't think not one. And then as far as Seattle is concerned, the only lefties with power, I mean, obviously Cal Raleigh, but I mean, Naylor, Polanco, JP Crawford, Cole Young. I think I'm missing somebody, Dominic Canzone. So I do think this is a much, much bigger test for him facing this Detroit lineup stacked with lefties, and all of them have power as well. And I agree with Spoon. I don't really trust Casey Mize right now. I love Casey Mize. I'm not going to say much bad about him, but over his last 7 starts, only 2 of them have been on the road. 4 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs in Pittsburgh, 6 1/3, 4 innings, 4 runs against Minnesota as well. Oakland is scoring some runs. It would be only over or pass for me as well. Hopefully, Detroit has to use like one more guy like Will Vest or something. So that way Oakland will see, or Sacramento will see Kyle Finnegan, Will Vest back 2 days in a row. Cause that'd be nice. Those are their top 2 arms. So that is it for baseball. Kyle has
5
Spoon
games.
and who else?
It's just me and Scoop.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
So go ahead. Yeah, you can do it.
Yep. College football coming up. Me and Scoop went through 5 games. We're going through 7 more tomorrow. So, all right, we're going through 5 games.
Best of luck, everyone.
I click. All right, we're talking some more week 1 college football here. We've got 5 games queued up. We're starting with the Rutgers game, which unfortunately, well, legally, I'm not able to bet this game. Neither is Scoop. We're both in New Jersey. And the reason that's unfortunate is I would have nailed this one. We'll get into it. But for those of you that don't know, Scoop is a Scarlet Knight, a Rutgers alum. So we got a Rutgers insider here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Scoop, what do you think about this game?
I mean, obviously, you know, I'm the biggest pessimistic Rutgers fan ever. So I don't think this team will be that great this year. I think that's because of the schedule. I think this is a Rutgers spot. It's coming in against the depleted Ohio team. Tim Albin gone. I do really like Parker Navarro, but he's coming back to a very inexperienced line. They lose their big running back in Anthony Tyus. But the thing is, as much as I don't like Calicamanus, he's going to have a ton of time to do what he wants. The Ohio pass rush from last year is gone. They have all FCS talent or FBS players with no experience on that line. So the run game is going to be there for Rutgers. It's really what they do best, even without Kyle Monangai this year. Secondary from Ohio, still pretty solid, but that front 7 really may be one of the worst in the MAC this year. So the secondary will be playing up more, I feel, because I think the Rutgers is going to get 6 and 7 yards per carry here. That'll open a door for Calicamanus to throw it downfield to probably DT Sheffield, their new piece, or Ian Strong, who we had a good connection with last year. Eric O'Neill should be able to get into the backfield on this new line from James Madison. He's a new player for Rutgers. I think Rutgers will dominate the line of scrimmage basically on both sides of the ball. Again, if you pay attention to me and Rutgers, this is not a homer bet. I bet against Rutgers more than I picked them. I think this is just a really solid spot opening day. really should control the time of possession. I love that Bradley Weaver comes in from Ohio too to play defensive end here, and he's starting for Rutgers. So I think that both ends are going to have trouble. It should give Navarro some trouble. And I know Rutgers secondary lost pieces, but they did well in the portal too. So yeah, man, name your line. Rutgers rolls. I think they covered us by like 3 touchdowns personally. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that, but yeah, I think they're gonna win by like 3 touchdowns this game.
Okay, so a little bit of pushback. Obviously,
please.
So obviously losing Tim Albin is huge for Ohio. Great head coach, but the rest of the staff is still there. I mean, Brian Smith is the new head coach. He was the OC last year. The new OC is this Fording. He was the quarterbacks coach last year. And John Hauser is still there, the DC. So although losing Tim Albin is huge, and I'm not downplaying that, I think maybe the loss of Tim Albin hits this program more next year than this year because they're bringing back essentially the same coaching staff minus Tim Albin. So I don't know how much of an immediate impact his loss has. I can't disagree at all with what you said about Rutgers' offensive line against this Ohio defensive front. It should be a bulldozing, literally. Rutgers brings back 4 starters on the offensive line, technically 5 if you count Taj White. He started 9 games last year. So the Rutgers offensive line is going to be very strong. And like Scoop said, Ohio loses its entire defensive front 7. All of them. They're all gone. And that was the strength of the team, at least for most of the year. The offense kind of took over at the end there. So what, Scoop, you said Rutgers is going to average 6-7 yards a carry. Can't even disagree there. Rutgers is going to be able to, in my opinion, move the ball up and down the field effortlessly. And in my opinion, if they can't, Rutgers should pack it in. If the Rutgers offense can't move the ball effortlessly in this game, it's going to be a long year because this Rutgers offense is supposed to be the strength of the team with everyone back. But where I push back a little bit is I think Parker Navarro can make some plays. Yeah, the Rutgers pass rush is going to be a problem. The Rutgers pass rush is going to be a problem for Ohio. The offensive line brings back 2 starters. I get all that, but Ohio's going to be playing from behind, and Parker Navarro showed us he can make some circus plays. We saw him, and playing from behind, I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio is able to connect on a couple big ones. I would agree that it's probably Rutgers on a side. Exactly what I wrote in the article I posted the other night. I can't bet this game in New Jersey, but I'd put the total for this one up at 49.5, 50. The number is 46.5 as I'm typing this. I'd go over. It's now 49.5. I nailed this one, but unfortunately, I could not bet this legally. So it would be over for me. But at 49.5, 50, it's probably pretty much at the fair price now, in my opinion. So might have missed the boat. So hopefully, those of you that read this article got in at the over at a lower number. All right. Let's move on to the next one. East Carolina, NC State. Another one. I should have bet this. I kind of nailed this one too, man. What do you think, Scoop?
Total-wise?
Yeah, at the end of this article on this one, I put ECU's offense is definitely going to make some plays. I'd go NC State minus 11.5 or over 59.5. It's now at 13.5 and 61.5.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think this goes over. This matchup's actually a wild one every year. The last couple years. This is the last game these two played.
Yeah.
In the bowl game when East Carolina won that Military Bowl, and then NC State won in that matchup in 2022, which was a wild one too, the 21-20. This line went all the way up to 14. I mean, this wanted to open at like 11. I think I don't really want to touch this, giving 14 in like a rivalry kind of matchup. But I mean, if you're taking a side, I guess I would lean NC State. NC State's gotten a lot better offensively. Me and you both like CJ Bailey, I think. And the biggest thing is East Carolina's defense should just get absolutely torched here. They have one true starter back on defense. So Bailey returns his tight end and his running back, who they used a bunch last year. Should definitely take apart that defense. Noah Rogers, his wideouts back. The receivers overall are just more experienced too, and they have more depth than last year. And Dave Doran already said they're going to work the receivers in more. And with East Carolina's pretty much depleted secondary, I think they're going to be in some rough shape. And I mean, on the other side, East Carolina, Caden Hauser's back. It's going to throw on NC State. As much as I kind of like NC State's front 7, their secondary is completely gone from last year. You can see by the total, it just keeps going up. It's expected to be a shootout. I definitely see that. Both defenses should struggle here. I know Blake Harrell's a defensive coach, but I mean, you're still replacing your whole defense against an NC State side who is way improved offensively. So, Yeah, man, this has an over game written all over it. Numbers high. I'd still go over 61.5. I think this one's going to be just a shootout back and forth.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything you said. Caden Hauser. So if you didn't follow ECU football last year, the story was they made the head coaching switch mid-season. They switched over to Harold. Mike Houston gets fired mid-season. Blake Harrell takes over. Around the same time, I think it was the game before this, they made the quarterback change over to Caden Hauser. At the end of the season, they played 5 games with Harrell at head coach, Hauser at quarterback. In those 5 games, ECU averaged over 40 points per game, over 7.1 yards per play. So out of nowhere, the last handful of games with the new head coach, or the interim head coach, I should say, who then became the new head coach, and Hauser, a quarterback, the new quarterback, they were lighting it up. Now, there is some pushback there. Who did they play in those 5 games? They played Temple, FAU, Tulsa, North Texas. These are 4 of the maybe bottom 15 defenses in the country. And then in the last game of the year, they played Navy. It was one of my favorite bets that week. They didn't look all that great. So maybe the offensive explosiveness we saw, maybe a little bit of a result of playing some really bad defenses down the stretch there. One thing I will say, though, which points towards an over, whether you think Hauser and the ECU offense is going to connect on some of these big plays or not, he's going to take the shots, because that's what we saw from ECU down the stretch. This kid, Hauser, they were taking shots. He made 6 starts, Hauser. He had 1,800 yards, 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Like, that's a lot of numbers. Just not necessarily all great numbers. 9 interceptions is certainly terrible. But one thing they were is aggressive with Hauser at quarterback. They bring back the receivers. They bring in a transfer to replace Sowell, who obviously is on Iowa State now. They bring back the quarterback. I
mean, even though Rajay Harris gone, they have 4 good running backs on this team still. That they're going to be fine running the ball too. So I think their offense is going to be great. So
yeah, they were really aggressive down the stretch. Look, I'm not even big on NC State this year, but this is a perfect draw. Scoop mentioned it. The entire ECU defense is gone on the other side. The entire defense. They bring back 1 starter. So even though I'm not in love with the surrounding talent around CJ Bailey, this is the perfect opener to really showcase some highlights. I mean, at home against an ECU defense that's essentially brand new. This is a rivalry game, and NC State has played, and ECU has played NC State tough. Shit, they just beat them in the bowl game, and then they played each other in the opener a couple years back, and ECU, I think, lost by 1 point. They almost beat them. So this is not a layup by any means for NC State. It is a rivalry, but in terms of talent, NC State should roll here. NC State, I would like NC State anything below 13. I don't think that's realistic. It would be over or NC State. I'm now seeing 14s. I wouldn't lay 14. Honestly, I wouldn't even lay 13.5. I want 12.5. So, yeah, it would be NC State and over for me. Next up, we got Miami of Ohio against Wisconsin. Scoop, I'm curious to hear what you have to say about this one. This is a tough one.
Yeah, this is not – I don't think this is the Daquan Finn from Toledo. I mean, is he going to return to what he was in the MAC? Maybe, but I don't feel like – I'm like way high on Wisconsin. I don't know. I mean, if you're listen to our Discord, it's like the end of the world in Wisconsin. But I mean, I liked Wisconsin. I don't think it's going to happen here against Wisconsin. I mean, start by saying, obviously Miami, Ohio, they lost Gabbert, but they replaced with Finn from. I mean, if you remember him in Toledo, he was ridiculous. But in addition to that, the whole offensive line is new. In addition to their quarterback, so all 3 wideouts are gone. Mosey's gone at running back. You're working in a whole new team here against Wisconsin, who, like I said, I'm big on this year. The reason I don't think people are high on Wisconsin is because the last few years have been just terrible. And I mean, they did draw the hardest schedule in the conference this year, but I think this is the perfect opponent to start the season this year. I know their front 7 absolutely destroys Miami, Ohio. So no matter what they lost on their front 7, they replaced them with all better talent. You saw last year for Wisconsin, they couldn't get to the quarterback. And, yeah, I know it's going to be hard with Quan Finn and his legs, but they'll make them throw the ball on a run. Their secondary is absolutely stacked. Wisconsin's going to be a power on defense this year. At least until they get to the hard part of their schedule, which is probably halfway through the season. Wisconsin, I know the last 2 years they struggled against the MAC, but they're going to control this game. The run game should be really solid this year. they basically have 3 starting running backs. It's one of the best offensive lines in the Big Ten. So with Miami replacing a bunch of all MAC players in their front 7, they should control the line of scrimmage and have a solid game here. I know 17.5 is a shitload of points for a Wisconsin team that hasn't really proven anything, but yeah, man, this is the year. If they don't have a good first week, I feel like it's going to be a long season. But I think this Wisconsin team's absolutely loaded. And if you want to catch a kind of a new Miami, Ohio team, it's opening week. So again, they've sucked against the MAC. I think they barely won their last 2 MAC games the last 2 years. But I feel like this is Wisconsin's year. They're going to start off strong. So I feel like they're going to win here.
I know. I hate that I kind of agree with you. So I want to make it clear, by no means am I as big on Wisconsin as you are. That was some crazy shit you were just saying, like absolutely loaded with Wisconsin is, I think under Fickle, those 2 words don't even belong in the same sentence. But what you said about Miami of Ohio's offense is spot on. I mean, they bring in DeQuan Finn, who was the king of the MAC a couple years ago. I mean, king of the conference at Toledo. And I think he'll be fine. It didn't work out at Baylor. I think he'll be fine. It's just, you're right. Where's the surrounding talent around him on the offensive side of the ball? They're all gone, and I'm reading about the pieces that are going to start, and I'm surprised that they didn't. I mean, Miami of Ohio is kind of an upper-tier MAC program. I was expecting to see transfers with starting experience, and that's not what we have here. There's a lot of inexperienced starters on this offense surrounding DeQuan Finn. So even though Wisconsin hasn't shown us that true Wisconsin defense under Luke Fickell yet, this is by far the best defensive roster that they've had, and this should be an opportunity for Wisconsin's defense to look really, really strong. If Luke Fickell doesn't give us the same Wisconsin Badger defense that we're used to seeing, he certainly should give us that in this game. This should be a nightmare matchup for DeQuan Finn under center for Miami of Ohio. So I agree there. I do think Miami of Ohio's defense is going to be very good. Their secondary brings basically everybody back. They bring back a lot of pieces on defense. This is a defensive program. It's basically a top 2 or 3 MAC defense year in and year out. So I think Miami of Ohio's defense is good. That's why we're seeing the total at 39.5. They can compete defensively, but being a top tier MAC defense, shutting down the likes of Western Michigan and Northern Illinois, and then going into Wisconsin and going into Madison and shutting down Wisconsin, a Big Ten offense is 2 slightly different things. So I agree. I don't think the Wisconsin offense is necessarily going to look pretty in this one, but I can't see the Miami of Ohio offense doing anything. So over time, there's just going to be opportunities for Wisconsin to score. So I think they win this one comfortably as well. I would go Wisconsin or maybe a Miami Ohio team total under 10.5 or whatever, just because they should really struggle to move the ball in this one. I could see Finn turning the ball over a couple times. So I'm in an agreement here. It would be, I think, Badgers roll as well. That's the good news, Badgers. The bad news is after once we get to week 3, there's not a lot of wins on your schedule. Do you have you might have the toughest schedule in the country, honestly. All right, next game. Jacksonville State, UCF. Scoop, what the hell are you picking this game for? Go ahead, man. I don't know what to say about this. It's 2 brand new rosters. What is this UCF team?
I don't care what team Jacksonville State looks like this year. There's no way I'm giving 19.5 points with UCF. I thought they would roll out Taven Jackson for sure. I thought he would be the week 1 starter, but Cam Fancher's in that starting role. I am not a Cam Fancher fan. I've seen what he did at FAU. UCF was primarily a running team through the years, but that was with RJ Harvey and before that Bowser. I know their running backs aren't terrible now. Mixon was good in the MAC, but it's a step down regardless, and it's a step down because who's blocking for him? Their whole line is gone except their left tackle. No one on this UCF team has an FBS catch as far as your receivers, and that's just the offense who I'm really just unsure of that whole lineup. I don't like their quarterback. I don't know about their receivers. Their running backs are a step down, and their line's completely destroyed. So the defense isn't much better. Their secondary is a bunch of unknowns. They mostly have FCS talent in. I do like their edges with Lawrence and Kelly. I'm not saying Jacksonville State is in good shape at all, like Kyle just said. I mean, they're not. They're a shit team. I mean, they should be anyway.
They might be one of the worst teams in the country.
They have an inexperienced quarterback. They have an unknown line, an unknown defense. But I think Cam Cook's a solid running back, going to be a solid running back for them. And their head coach is Charles Kelly. I mean, he's a defensive coach. He was a DC of Florida State, Alabama, Colorado. He knows defenses. So I'm not sure about the overall makeup of this defense, but I know he can coach, and I know he can coach against a UCF team who's going to be awful offensively. So, yeah, this is going to be an ugly game. I think this goes under. I think 52.5 is just ridiculous. I think it's just hard to see how the ball moves on either side of the ball. But there's absolutely no way I'm leaving 19.5 points with Cam Fancher in the bounce house. I don't care if it's a bounce house. You have Cam Fancher with an offense that looks awful. So, listen, I know like Kyle just said, Jacksonville State is going to be brutal. I mean, they lost their whole team when Rich Rod left to West Virginia. But yeah, I just can't see leaving that many points off in the first game. So I'm gonna trust in Charles Kelly to have a defensive effort here. I don't know if their offense is going to do much, but yeah, UCF on both sides of the ball don't look great. So I'm not leaving 19.5 points.
I will say in defense of Cam Fancher, didn't have a ton of surrounding talent on the offense last year at FAU. He didn't really look good in Marshall the years before that, too. Maybe back in like 2022, he was all right. But I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. I just think talent-wise, even though both these teams are new, the talent that Scott Frost has on UCF is just so much better than the Jacksonville State. I don't know what there is to be excited about this year. Everyone's gone. It's a brand new coaching staff, and I guess I lean UCF minus 19.5. I don't even want to talk about this game, to be honest. I didn't really write much about it. I'll say UCF minus 19.5 for Pat, but let's just move on.
Kate Cunningham's going to light him up.
Best of luck to you, sir. Did you bet that?
I did. I'm
oh, my God. All right, next game.
I got a problem.
Yeah. I'll say. All right, Scoop, go ahead. Take your Bulls.
Yeah, I'm completely on the Bulls here. I'm glad you knew what I was picking before you even. I didn't even talk to you about this game, but
we talked about the offseason. I know you're big on the Bulls.
I think Buffalo wins the MAC. I'm really high on them this year, like we said in that college football preview. I feel Taquan Roberson's going to have an awesome year here. Running back's going to be among the MAC's best. Al-Jay Henderson's going to lead the team again. I mean, listen, they have a really talented line. The receivers are back. Most of the defense is back intact too. So I know Kyle's going to say they look like shit defensively down the stretch. Did they look good? No, not at all. They look terrible. But they still bring back 9 starters on that defense, have a lot of continuity from both sides of the ball. And the biggest thing is Minnesota is just running out a new quarterback in Drake Lindsey. They lose By the way, Brosmer just made the team for Minnesota Vikings, so good for him. I'm not comfortable laying that many points with a brand new quarterback against what should be a top-tier MAC team. I mean, you can be concerned about Buffalo's defense, but it's still a hard opponent their first week. It's not the front 7 that's going to be a problem with Buffalo. They have solid players. Red Murdoch, Kobe Stewart, Deion Crawford were all MAC last year, all back on this front 7. It's not going to be Minnesota against a Kent State or an Eastern Michigan. Buffalo is a top 10 MAC team, or a top 2 or 3 MAC team this year, and is definitely capable of putting up big points. So obviously that relies on Roberson having a good year, but Minnesota's corners are shaky too. I like their safeties, but the corners are inexperienced, and the backups there don't have much time there either. So I know Minnesota's defense is miles ahead of Buffalo's, obviously, but yeah, I think Buffalo can run it here. I think they'll have a good day on the offensive side, and their defense, I think, is going to step up and play with Minnesota against their week 1 starter who's never played before. So I mean, I don't know about Drake Lindsey. He's a 3-star recruit. He's been waiting. So yeah, we'll see. Go Buffalo. Go Bulls.
go Bulls. So I do agree that Buffalo is a top 2 or 3 MAC team. In fact, if you want to say they're a top 2 MAC team behind Toledo, I'll give you it. I can get with that. I'm not going to push back on that. This is just a nightmare matchup for them. But so I don't think people. So first of all, a lot of what Scoop said is spot on. Buffalo brings back a lot of production. They were surprisingly strong in the first year under Lembo. There's definitely a lot of reasons to be excited if you're a Buffalo Bulls fan, and I'm not even pushing back on any of those reasons. I think things look great for Buffalo. This is serious shit. This is a road Big Ten game here, and I don't think people are putting enough eggs in the basket of the drop-off from C.J. Agbana to Roberson at quarterback. What did C.J. Agbana give Buffalo last year? Now, Buffalo was a run-first offense. That's why I think a lot of people are kind of just like brushing over it, like, who cares? It's a new quarterback. They're a run-first offense. C.J. Agbana did 2 things for Buffalo last year. protected the football, a 1.4% turnover-worthy play rate, which is very good. He protected the football, and he connected on big throws. 6.8% big-time throw rate. Protected the football, connected on big throws. Those are two things that Rob Roberson does not do at all. In 2023,
he had a decent UConn that year. I mean, he threw 6 picks, but he had a decent year.
3.1% turnover-worthy play rate.
It was UConn. It's not his Buffalo team. UConn sucked in 2023.
3.1% turnover-worthy play rate is more than double Ogbonna, and a 3.4% big-time throw rate is half Ogbonna. Roberson has not shown us he's capable of giving Buffalo what C.J. Ogbonna gave them last year. And the reason that's such a... Now, in a lot of MAC play, who cares? I mean, they're just going to hand the ball off to, what's the running back's name? Henderson. They're just going to hand the ball off to L.J. Henderson, all-conference, all-MAC running back, and bulldoze over these MAC defenses. So who cares about the quarterback? And with that... But this is Minnesota, a Big Ten defense that brings back most of its defensive front. I think Minnesota's going to have a top 10, top 15 run defense in the country this year. Buffalo, run-first offense, is going to go into Minneapolis and run the ball against the Gophers. That's freaking crazy. Now, like you said, the weakness of this Minnesota defense might be the corners they lost, the pieces they lost from last year, edge rushers and corners. So Minnesota might be vulnerable to the pass for sure. Roberson ain't the guy to exploit it.
He ain't that guy, pal.
Roberson ain't the guy to exploit a weak Big Ten pass defense. Buffalo needs to run the ball to be successful offensively, and I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball in this game. I can see Roberson turning the ball over a couple of times. I think it's going to be real rough sledding for the Buffalo offense in this game. And on the other side, look, I'm not kicking down doors to back Drake Lindsey either. Like a redshirt freshman quarterback. I don't know what we're going to get out of Drake Lindsey at the quarterback position for Minnesota. That being said, I thought Max Brosmer was going to suck last year. I was completely wrong about that. But regardless, I'm not even looking at Drake Lindsey. I'm looking at all Big Ten, Darius Taylor at running back. What has Buffalo shown us to show us they could stop a Big Ten rushing attack on the road? So even though, look, I'm not expecting Minnesota to just light the scoreboard up or anything, but they can run the football, and Buffalo should really struggle. I think Minnesota can stumble to a 17.5-point cover here. I believe the prediction I gave out when I was talking to this game with Kyle Hunter was 31-7 Minnesota. I'll stick with that. Minnesota minus the points and the under is how I would go.
The disrespect to the Bulls. I'm sorry, Buffalo. He just doesn't understand. He doesn't understand this year what we're gonna do.
I'll probably be betting Buffalo a lot this year, not on the road in a Big Ten game. So yeah, I'm on Minnesota. Scoop, are you going to start using Twitter? Because I have your thing on the screen.
Yeah, right. I paid for the little blue thing, the blue
big
little check thingy. Yeah,
big step. So
we got this. Social media, let's go.
That is Scoop's Twitter. Hey, he never uses it, but he's back.
I will start to use it going forward this season.
All right.
I don't use social media. I'm like an old grandpa. Like I use like flip phones and stuff. So yeah, it's yeah.
So the 5 games we have for tomorrow, you texted the ones you wanted to do. Let me just read them off. For tomorrow, we're doing Georgia Tech, Colorado, UNLV, Sam Houston, Central Michigan, San Jose State. Ooh, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
Texas. We're doing Texas, Ohio State tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then Toledo, Kentucky. All right. Cool. So school.
I think Toledo, Kentucky is a good one, actually. Gonna be.
Honestly,
I think it's really even. I think that's kind of even.
Yeah. All right, everyone, have a good night. We'll be back tomorrow. Later. All right, we're talking some. All right, real quick. Someone had asked. So if you're trying to see those, one sec. So you just go to KyleKirms.com, right? This is the home page here. Let me just expand it so you can see it. So this is the home page here, and then right here on the home page are the articles that. So like here's Fridays. These are Friday games. You would click. And then my thoughts for the game. And at the bottom in bold letters, it'll be like my estimation of a pick or a fair price for that game. So that's where you get it. You go right to the homepage here. Now, this will have basically, I'll go through basically every single game in these. Up here at Open Bets will be the actual bets that I'm placing, which obviously it's not even going to be close there. I think there's only like 6 up there right now. So that's where you find that for the person that was asking. All right. Everyone have a good night. Thanks for watching. See you.